How many of us believe that the schools that you attend right now have the most influence in shaping you into who you want to be in the future? I do. And today I just want to take the time and appreciate my high school, the school that made me into who I am today, my girls high school Eldoret. I joined my girls in 2008 and I graduated in 2011, and during that 4 year period I became a whole different person. And here's the thing, right? My girls high school Eldoret has a way of bringing in all the girls from different parts of the country, different cultures, different tribes, people who have different beliefs, different way of doing things, and different values, and just shaping them all into one thing. That one thing is called Amoijian. And so, years after graduating from high school, I can still stand and say, I am a Moijian, I am responsible, I conduct myself with dignity and integrity. There's a lot of things that stand out for me about my girls' high school Eldoret. Number one was the integrity, the level of integrity in that school. It was just on another level. You came from wherever you came from, um, as a liar, as a whatever kind of person you were, raised by your parents the way you had been raised by your parents. But by the time you left the school, you're a different person, standing for different values that have been inculcated into you by the school. And for that, I'm so thankful for the teachers that just sacrificed their time, their everything to actually shape us into the girls that we are today. I'm sure every Moijian, whatever they are, I don't care when it is that you left that school, you agree with me that there's a lot of things that um, you learned in that school that just have become a part of you as a human. And there were teachers like who, like Mr. Bet. Mr. Bet was the one that came up with that slogan. I am a Moijian, I am responsible, I conduct myself with dignity and integrity. Um, so I that's the one thing that stands out for me, integrity. And aside from the beautiful buildings and the beautiful environment, the beautiful people, I just don't know how every single person in that school just had values to stand for, just had, they were kind, they were lovely people, friendly people, just an amazing school, you know, from the teaching staff, the non-teaching staff, the students. It was just a beautiful community, a beautiful community. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but another thing that stands out for me was, like I mentioned before, the level of sacrifice among the teachers, and they did not just focus on making us pass the exams, but also on making us the right people for the society, right? And we used to have these talks on Tuesdays, and they used to happen on Tuesdays in the evening at 4 to 5, I think, and they were amazing. They changed my life, and they definitely led me to become who I am today. Because I'm out here, right? And there's a lot going on. There's the one thing that really, really changed my life was one of those Tuesday talks. And there was a girl that came to give us a talk. She was a former student of our school, and she was giving us her life story, and she told us about how she got herself into drugs and how it started like that, just with a sip of alcohol. Then it became a whole problem later in life. And unfortunately, she passed away, I think in 2019 or 2018. But at the time when she came to give us that talk, um, she was in rehab, and she was a recovering addict, recovering from alcohol addiction, cocaine addiction, and heroin as well. And she talked to us, she walked us through her journey, and my life, my life just, yeah, I don't know. It was an important talk. It was an important talk because when she told us a story, she told us her story, she also warned us and told us, don't ever taste it. Don't ever taste alcohol. Don't ever try any drug at all, because if you don't, then you don't know how then you don't know how it feels, and so you never have to struggle with anything. So she told us her story. She told us about how she tasted her first sip of alcohol and how she continued just one sip after the other, one bottle after the other over time, until it became a problem that she could not stop, and graduated into harder drugs like cocaine and heroin, something that you get addicted immediately. As soon as you use it, you get addicted. And I can never forget her story. Of all those Tuesday talks that we had, her story stood out, and I have never forgotten it. And it has been my inspiration because I could see, as she told us her story, I could see that she really wanted to get over that problem. She just wanted to get out of that addiction, but for her it was too late because she didn't have somebody to talk to her like she was talking to us. And she was a daughter of a prominent leader at that time, and her story was just so emotional. It was so emotional. And that's why, aside from just getting your child a good education and providing for your child everything that they need, proper parenting and proper guidance is key. And part of proper guidance is getting a child into a school that has values, a school that believes in something, a school that not only wants your child to excel academically, but also in life, socially as well. And that lady, I'm not going to mention the name because if I gave you the name, you will know exactly who she is, who she was, but I'm just going to say this. She is the reason why I decided that in my life, I'm never going to taste any alcohol, I'm never going to taste any drug, and I'm never going to experiment on anything alcoholic or any drug at all. So one day I was just going through the papers and the obituary section, and I see her, and I was sad. I was so sad because right in front of me was a young lady. I think she was in her 40s now, and she was dead. She went back to drugs and alcohol after rehab. So you can see how drugs and alcohol are a big problem, and you do not want to get yourself into it. Just don't try, don't start, then you won't have problems. That's what she told us. Don't start and you will never have problems. Never. So thank you, lady, and may your soul rest in eternal peace. Thank you for inspiring us. It is sad that after inspiring us, you had to die of the same problem that you were trying to save us from. That is sad. But you are a Moijian who just didn't get proper inspiration like we did, but you inspired the rest of us, and right now we are safe because of you. We say thank you, and thank you to the entire Moigalth High School community for everything they do for these little girls. I know that